and welcome to another episode of Monday Let's Play. Today, as per usual, we will be playing Halo 2 Anniversary. And in this particular episode, we will be playing the mission, Quarantine Zone. We are literally entering the home stretch. This is one of the last 5 missions of the game, I believe. I think it's 5.
In the center of this zone is a sacred icon critical to the great journey. I must find it.
We shall cut into the heart of this infestation, retrieve the icon, and burn any flood that stand in our way. The parasite is not to be trifled with. I hope you know what you're doing.
Forward, warriors, and fear not pain or death. Go, officer. I'll follow when our reinforcements arrive.
Whoop. Yeah, I think it's after this we've got Gravemind. There's that badass Halo 2 music kicking in again. This is definitely a new soundtrack. Wonder, does the soundtrack change if I change the graphics? Yeah, so I was right. If that scene in that one mission in High Charity isn't the same,
I'm on my way.
then I will have to, Oh no! No! I fell off the Halo. I like the original Halo music, but I kind of like this soundtrack. Just watch that Flood yeet himself. The only thing I can say for sure that I hope is that the original soundtrack... I think I went the wrong way there. Anyway, the only thing I can say for sure is that I hope the original soundtrack, or the original song that I like the most for, losing my train of thought, it's not wanting to work with me, but anyway, my hope is that the song from Breaking Benjamin that plays in the Mission High Charity is still there. Okay, so there's apparently an achievement just for hopping in a tank as Arbiter. Not complaining. I was kind of hoping that music would continue for a minute, but I should have figured it wouldn't. Must you really do this, Mega Sentinel? I wonder how much regret you felt. I'm sorry, that was terrible. I accept that that was a terrible joke. The only thing I am mildly disappointed about right now is just how slow the tank moves. Oh yeah, there's another one of those guys. It really has been a minute since I've played this mission. I want to say the last time I played through Halo 2 was back when Halo 4 first came out. I played through all the Halo games. Do you mind? Anyways, I played through all the Halo games in as close to chronological order as I could. Although I think I did wind up skipping ODST, or through part of it, because Halo 4 came out and I got my hands on a copy of it way sooner than I thought I was going to. Oh wait, no. That's right, I didn't have to worry about that. The reason I ended up skipping was because I had a bunch of buddies that wanted to play the Halo 4 campaign with me online. Because when I got Halo 4, I actually had come across a really good deal on an old school Xbox 360. Like Gen 1 Xbox 360s, the ones that had the Red Ring of Death issue. Except it had been basically... That rocket was well placed. Thank you, Preacher, for destroying me. Anyway, I had found a good deal on one of those Xbox 360s. And yeah, it was about $100, and it came with 2 controllers, one of which was a Halo Special Edition controller, a custom controller. I can't remember which one. It had all of the Halo games up to that point on it: Halo 1, 2, 3, Reach, Wars, 4. It had them all. What just happened there? Did it just get yeeted back into the... That's kind of funny. But yeah, and it had all the power cords, a little cooling thing that came with it to help keep it cooled. Had a decent hard drive with it. Well, decent for Xbox 360, because let's face it, what we call decent then would not have been decent now. Hell, I had a 4 terabyte hard drive filled up on my Xbox One before I broke the hard drive by dropping it on concrete accidentally.
Do not squander their talent.
Yeah, it came with all of that, and I was so happy. I went home, and the first thing I did was start playing through all the campaigns. I played through Reach, and then I played through the original Halo. No, wait. Sorry, I skipped a step. I played through Wars first. And then I played through Reach. And then it was the original Halo. Then it was Halo 2. Then I played through Halo 3. Then I Ow! Where did that come from? But anyway, then I started ODST, but eventually I'm not even sure how far into it I was.
Get ready. This is my seat.
This is my seat. Ow!
I'm wounded. Breathing or not?
Anyway. Well, that sucked. I got to the, Okay, I'm not taking the tank in there because the, at least it started me here this time. Anyway, a bunch of friends of mine kept bugging me to play the Halo 4 campaign, so I ended up bailing on ODST. And I wound up playing 4 start to finish with a friend of mine and my little brother. I do kind of miss that old Xbox, though, mostly the hard drive that I had with it. Like I said, it was a huge hard drive. I literally said I was going to get out of the vehicle there and did not.
Enemy ghost.
Where's the prick with the rocket launcher? Yeah, I had a lot of stuff on that hard drive. Oh. That thing's paying attention to me now. Oh wait, it's dead. I'm still gonna just beat the tank into oblivion. Is it not gonna... Come on. I know you can eventually beat it enough that it explodes. Am I wrong? Grenade it is. It's still... Is it already dead? No, it is very much still alive. I guess I'm taking it then. But yeah... I lost my train of thought. Oh! Yeah, I had a lot of, like, stuff on that hard drive when I lost it. I had a bunch of Halo game modes for 4, mostly. that I had downloaded that I was playing with a group of friends of mine. We had stuff like we called it Clue, but it was if you've ever watched or played Gary's Mod stuff, there's a game mode on Gary's Mod called Trouble in Terrorist Town, and that's basically what that was. And effectively, it would spawn you with random weapons, and all the players would get a message at the beginning of the match telling them whether they were either a survivor, or not a survivor, but an agent is what it would call it, or B, they were the killer, the murderer. If you are a murderer, your job is self-explanatory. Kill everyone as sneakily as you can. Basically, kill everyone before they realize you're the killer. Oh, is that a terminal? Oh yeah, check this out.
It is most unusual that in all the exploits of these Arbiters, you never mention their role in choosing their missions of redemption.
There is no role, Oracle. Once one of our commanders becomes an Arbiter, he belongs to the Hierarchs.
These Hierarchs, they are the same High Prophets who control all the holy relics you collect from my time?
The same.
And they use these relics to build your new weapons and bring you the word of your gods?
It has always been so.
Interesting. Am I a holy relic?
I do not understand.
Because I am certainly not a god. I am a tool, as is this mining platform you stand upon, as was the installation that once orbited the planet. The Forerunner's technology is lasting and indeed quite powerful, but I'm quite certain they would have told me if I was infused with some kind of divine power. I suspect some of your prophets may have been quite aware of how much divine inspiration tools such as myself could provide. And you never questioned these proclamations. Even your mightiest warriors, these Arbiters, never questioned?
Questioning was what brought shame to the word Arbiter long ago, Oracle.
How disappointing.
I fear now that there are many questions we should have been asking for a long, long time.
I would be more than happy to answer any such questions, but I have a few more for you. Continue your tale of these Arbiters.
All right, now we'll get back to it. Yeah, anyway, like I said, if you were a killer, you'd get a message telling you you were the killer, and your job would be, again, self-explanatory, go through and kill all the other players, or you could be an agent. And the difference between the killers and the agents was mostly, well, the fact that one of them was actually meant to kill, but the killers could fire their guns at any time. The agents weren't supposed to fire their weapon unless they had reasonable suspicion that the person they were shooting at was indeed the killer, or the killers, depending on how many people were in there and would be considered fair to have as a number of killers. Sometimes we'd have, I think the most we ever had was 3 when we had a full lobby. If you died, that was it, you were dead, and there was no telling who the killer was once you were dead. thing even damaging that thing? I'm beginning to suspect it's not. Where's my plasma rifle at? I'm gonna grab that back. There we go. Anyway. They, the only way to discover who the killer was, for sure, was to either witness them killing somebody and then kill them yourself, or for somebody to shout it before they died. Like, if you were being attacked by the killer, you could theoretically yell, such and such is the one attacking me, before you died. But once you were dead, you had to stop. Because the dead can't speak. Oh, shit. It did end up with causing a lot of mistrust sometimes. People often didn't know who to trust. And it was super funny when you'd have one of them trusting someone, and then that person would turn out to be the killer. People had a bad habit of trusting me when I would turn out to be it. And it would lead to some interesting encounters where, like, you would have, oh. Oh, shit. What just hit me? But anyway, it would lead to, like, interesting encounters where, like, would just be a bunch of, can I trust you? And then the killer would drop in and take that person out. Or sometimes one of us would bait the others into thinking we were it, so that they would shoot us, and then it would just cause absolute chaos. One of the funniest things to do was be the killer and just cause it to devolve into chaos. I was usually pretty good at that too. Walk up to someone and be like, hey, don't point your weapon at me, don't point your weapon at me. They start shooting, and then everyone else sees them shooting, and they're like, oh, shit. And would drop, and would stop firing. They wouldn't fire at me, they would fire at the other person. It was kind of hilarious. Actually, I just realized there was another game similar to this that I could have described this much easier. I could have just said it was like a... What the hell? Did I just have a piece of the machine land on me and kill me? Excuse me? Anyway. Ow. Guess this energy sword must have more energy than the other one does. But yeah, it would just, it could create hilarity sometimes. I also had a Minecraft server I was working on. I was kind of going for like a community world type thing, but there was going to be factions, and certain players would be playing deities from time to time. Oh, shit. Oh, that didn't work out in my favor. Sorry, baby girl. Oh, great. Here we are back at this point again. This should be where I came from, I think. No, it's not, actually. I don't think it is. Yeah, I basically had three gods. Each one would be, one was light, one was dark, and one was kind of a balance. Originally it was, I was calling it good, balance, and evil, but none of the god characters were really evil per se, and we all kind of had a bit of a mix. And, effectively, each of us resided over a realm. I was balance, and I resided over the end. Am I going backwards? I went backwards. Anyway. I am going to move forward and cut some content, and we'll return to that when I come back. Okay, maybe it wouldn't be that much cutting of content. Give me back the... Thank you. Did I? No, I didn't go backwards this time. Because there's not the box that was here. But we'd worked out the whole system and everything, and I had built... Ah! Oh, it checkpointed me, apparently. But yeah, I had created a whole law system. And even a system for, like, how to go about how people got to stay in or get banned or whatever. And I was super lenient with it too, for the most part. In the beginning, I kind of had like what I call, it was kind of a 6-chance system. I hate the Flood. I really hate the Flood. I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with them. I love them, but they get on my nerves sometimes. Basically, to explain the way things worked law-wise in my world. And bear in mind, this was on 360, so I would have had to be on for anybody to play. The Realms hadn't existed yet, which I am sort of working on a revamped version of this in Realms eventually. But it was oh, right, B button. Seriously? Just as I was getting off, a rocket drops into my head. Awesome. At least I got a checkpoint again. There we go. Now I can begin moving. But in effect, the way the system would work was if you broke the law once, I had built like a little prison. I would take away all the players' privileges, make it so they couldn't do anything in the world. So they couldn't just break out of it and anything. The only thing they'd be able to do is sleep. And I built the prison out of bedrock so that only someone in creative could destroy it. And then, first time they'd go in for an in-game week. No, I think it was like closer to 3 days at first. It ended up being a week if they kept going at the third. After the third infraction, though, that was when I started getting a little more serious, and I had created various methods of execution. The first time, the player would be allowed to keep their stuff, and they would just die, and it would be kind of more humiliating than anything. If they kept fucking with me, the second time, I would capture their stuff, and I would basically auction it out among the players still in the server, and the players that had been following the laws, basically. Now, the third and final time, they broke the law to the point of getting executed. That was going to result in a ban. And even with bans, it was going to be like temporary bans at first until eventually, if they kept fucking with me, that was going to be what led to a permaban. Although we had one guy kind of hit that point early on because he basically built time bombs under everybody's houses and blew everything up. And that was kind of what one of the laws was. It was, don't blow people's shit up. Don't destroy people's houses. No griefing. Pointless PvP was kind of considered against the law. There was no... I didn't want them to be going around killing everybody for just because they felt like it, basically. Stealing from each other was kind of a no-no. Although I also had a bank system where people could keep valuables they wanted that I had built. I pretty much did most of the building work on this. Everybody else just was like building their houses, and meanwhile, I didn't even end up with my house fully built. I ended up spending too much time focusing on literally just details. I knew there was going to be people that wanted the chaos, so I created what I called the purge zone from them, which basically was just an area. It was a massive section of the corner of the world. I want to say it was the northeast corner of the world that I just built a massive bedrock wall all the way around, from bedrock to the top, to the highest point you could build. And, yeah. Oh, well, here's the end of the episode.
More humans. They must be after the icon. On your way, Arbiter. I'll deal with these beasts.
At least I think this is the end of this episode.
I see that coward didn't join you. I'll do what I can to keep the flood off your back.
Or was it just a... No, that wasn't the end yet.
I grow restless without a target.
It's almost the end. This one's going to be a little bit longer than usual, and I do apologize for that.
Look, up ahead. The parasite gathers for an attack.
Oh, I thought those were explosive.
Come out!
Thought I was going to get to... Thought I was actually going to get to kill them there. Anyway, since the episode's not over yet. Oh shit, I shot an elite. I didn't mean to do that. Fuck off! Jesus! I wasn't expecting a plasma grenade to land right on that guy's face and have him just run head on. Granted, that's what I do if somebody sticks a plasma grenade to me in a game online, but Flood aren't supposed to be that smart. Shit, I lost my train of thought. Again. Oh, yeah. Basically, I called it the Purge Zone because honestly, at the time, I'd been watching a lot of Captain Sparkle's content. And, I was watching Mayanite mostly. That was actually what brought me into Captain Sparkle's, was Mayanite. And then they developed the Purge thing, and I thought that was kind of cool. It was an interesting way, but I didn't want it to be like this weekly event I was going to have to host. So instead I just built that area, and I was like, beyond this wall, there are no laws. The gods can't see in this area. You want to blow something up in here? Do it. You want to build a house in here? You better be prepared for it to get destroyed, raided, things stolen from it, the whole nine. And just as I finished that wall, which took me literal days to build, that was... the Xbox didn't red ring. No, the hard drive fucking died. Granted, by that point, I'd already had the hard drive for literal 10 years, I think. Maybe? I don't know if it had been that long. I don't even... It felt like it. It felt like I'd had it for a really long time. This effectively only happened like a couple of years back. Less than 4, I think.
Humans are already inside orbit. After this, I'll watch the perimeter.
Not going well. Yeah, that happened. But I lost that entire world and everything else I had.
You might as well give up.
I even lost my Skyrim data. I had built a really good character on Skyrim that I liked. Khajiit. I was mostly running sword and shield or bow, but I was at like level 80, I think. 80 something, anyway. I'd already maxed out my smithing and my enchanting, and I had full Daedric armor, double enchanted, with it basically built to the biggest I could build it. I forget the highest level of upgrades on the weapons. And you get like use a tool like the either the damn it, I can't focus on the thought here. It's literally just refusing to come to me. The grinding wheel, the grinding stone, and the armorer's workbench. I had gotten my armor to the max on those as well, and I was running around with max, or what I thought was the max at the time. I hadn't quite learned about the restoration glitch, I think is what it's called, or the loop. Basically where you use a bunch of potions. First you increase your, I believe it's you increase your smithing and enchanting with a potion. Create gauntlets or a ring that really? A shotgun to my face? Anyways, you create something that has enhance or fortify smithing and fortify alchemy on it, you use that to create stronger potions of fortify, smithing, and enchanting, and then you just repeat that over and over. Create stronger gauntlets, and then create stronger potions, and then create stronger gauntlets, and then create stronger potions. I don't even know if there's a limit to it. I know if there was, I ran out of patience with it a long time before that last time I tried it. But, I can see I'm approaching 50 minutes. I'm going to take a quick pause and restart the recording. Alright, and we're back after that. But yeah, I hadn't learned all that yet, so I just basically did the basics. But I was just really excited with the character. I'd done a lot of quests. Completed the Companions, completed the Thieves Guild, completed the College of Winterhold. I had done Discerning the Transmundane. I was a decent way through the story. And then that was when the hard drive crashed and I lost the whole thing. I'm actually planning on starting a Skyrim thing on the channel. It's not going to be from my main playthrough. It's going to be heavily modded, for one, because Xbox allows me to use mods now. And I already have a few of the mods in mind. I'm probably not going to do what I did on my main playthrough. The reason I'm not doing my main playthrough is A, I've done a lot of stuff in it already, quest-wise, and B, I kind of used the cheat room to get myself back to where I was on the old save, but I ended up overdoing it by accident. So instead of deleting it and restarting, I just kind of ended up rolling with it. And I don't think it would be super fun for you guys to just watch me be mega overpowered in Skyrim. So I'm kind of trying to, my plan is to start it from the start with some mods in place. Do a little bit of a run-through of the mods in the beginning.
The humans are already inside, Arbiter. After them, I'll watch the perimeter.
And then I'm going to, start a completely random character. I don't know if I'm gonna... I'm probably not even gonna stick with Khajiit unless the random number generator or dice or whatever I use gives me that option. So it's going to take some work before I do that because I'm going to have to list the number of options that I have on each thing. Hell, I'm even going to toss a coin between whether I'm playing a male or female character. I will admit that for certain things I might use the cheat room, but not for leveling up. The only reason I'm considering that is because I'm probably going to play with a mod called Blackthorn and the Crimson, which lets me,
Hurry, Arbiter. Get the icon.
the Scarlet. I don't know why I said the Crimson. I guess I'm thinking of Terraria now. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry about that. I hope you guys didn't hear that. But, they basically have very hyper-specific storage systems, which I love specific storage systems.
We will protect this vessel. It may be
Where is my exit here?
means of escape.
I think it's over here. Maybe?
Retrieve the icon, Arbiter, for the Covenant and the journey.
If I can't... How am I lost right now? Ah, there it is. Anyway, they, part of that is both of them have places for the Daedric artifacts. So I'm probably going to cheat in extra copies of each Daedric artifact. That way I can place them, even if even if I don't choose them, because there's certain Daedric artifacts that you have to choose between. For instance, the Ring of Hircine and the Hide of the Savior. Instead of choosing, I'm just gonna, casually get both. And store away the Hide of the Savior because I like werewolves a lot. Ah, here we go. This is the end of the episode.
Gotcha.
You know, your father never asked me for help either.
The index is secure.
Mackenzie, Perez, how's our exit? You hear me, Marines? We got trouble.
Yes, yes you do.
How you doing?
I love Johnson just being a smartass. Held up to a wall by the throat. How you doing? Fucking Arbiter just yeets him across the room.
Johnson, you all right? Johnson!
I don't think he's conscious. And now neither are you.
Excellent work, Arbiter. The Hierarchs will be pleased.
The Icon is my responsibility.
Was your responsibility. Now it is mine. A bloody fate awaits you and the rest of your incompetent race. And I, Tartarus, chieftain of the brutes, will send you to it.
And the prophets learn of this, that they will take your head.
When they learn. Fool. They ordered me to do it.
And there goes the Arbiter. 3 guesses where he winds up. With that being said, that's the end of this episode. I'm sorry it's such a long one. I kind of talked a little too much, so I don't think there's really a lot I can cut out unless I just cut out my entire conversation about the Minecraft thing, which I may still do, but at the same time, I kind of don't mind having a particularly long episode occasionally. But anyway, if you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe, hit that bell icon to stay notified to my future uploads, follow me on TikTok, and have a good evening. SWD Blue Raditz, signing out.